the awareness of the ongoing police presence and investigation. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a joint and collaborative effort right from the very beginning of these assaults occurring in 14 Division. Also, I would like to express my appreciation to the many specialized units within our service that have worked so diligently with our sexual assault investigators to resolve the series of assaults. Superintendent DiTomaso's strong leadership within 14 Division's community was instrumental in reassuring the community in the deployment of uniformed personnel and plainclothes officers working in concert with the sex crimes unit and ensuring that the public safety was always paramount in all of our concerns. I would also like to thank you, the members of the media. You kept our message, our community alert in the forefront of the public's attention. The arrest was made late on Saturday evening, and I will preface my remarks now by saying that the allegations are with respect to a young offender, as defined under the provisions of the Youth Criminal Justice Act, and therefore we are very restricted this morning in what information that may be released. After the arrest was made late Saturday evening, there was still much investigative work that had to be completed. There was extensive interviews that had to be conducted. We executed a search warrant very late yesterday evening. And ladies and gentlemen, the most important work that had to be done prior to notifying you as members of the media and our community is that we had to notify 16 victims of the arrest and also make sure that they were aware of today's press conference. We concluded that early this morning. I'd like to now turn to the statement of our press release, and this will be disseminated to you as members of the media for your referral. The Toronto Police Service would like to make the public aware of an arrest in a series of sexual assaults in the Bloor Street West and Christie Street area. Between Thursday, August the 16th, 2012, and Saturday, October the 20th, 2012, numerous sexual assaults have been reported. It is alleged that the sexual assaults occurred in the geographical area bounded by Barton Avenue to the north, Ossington Avenue to the west, Palmerston Avenue to the east, and College Street to the south. In each one of these attacks, the accused approached the women from behind, sexually assaulted them, and fled the scene. Within the press release, you will see contacts and linkages to all our previous press releases with respect to this matter. It is further alleged that on Saturday, October 20th, 2012, at approximately 11 p.m., a woman was walking in the Roxton Road, Bloor Street West area, 14 Division. The accused approached the woman from behind, sexually assaulted her, and was arrested by the police at the scene. We have a 15-year-old male youth has been charged with 14 counts of sexual assault, 2 counts of criminal harassment. He was scheduled to appear in court at 311 Jarvis Street this morning at 10 a.m. The name of the accused cannot be released under the provisions of the Youth Criminal Justice Act, and the investigation is ongoing. We have included in our press release this morning links to Crime Stoppers that can be made anonymously, as well as the ability to read any text or further information on Facebook, as well as some of the other social network links. Also, if anybody in the community has any further information, we've asked them to contact police at 416-888-7474. That concludes the formal statement of our arrest on Saturday evening.
Thank you. The Toronto Police Service has worked very collaboratively with our community, and I want to echo, first of all, Staff Inspector Metcalf's remarks. This investigation could not have been successfully concluded without the community's support and assistance. We also know that these crimes that took place throughout the month of August, and then again later in the fall, caused a tremendous amount of fear within our community. Fear, particularly among women, and their sense of safety in their own neighborhoods was taken from them as a result of these crimes. I'd like to express my gratitude and my pride in the work of our sex crimes unit, the officers of 14 Division, our specialized units, and in particular, we had women in our organization who put themselves in harm's way, who went out into that community and put themselves at risk, knowing that if they were successful in their mission, they could be also the victim of an assault. As a result of the courage shown by those individuals, this investigation has been successfully concluded. As the Chief of Police, I want to express my pride in the dedication, the hard work, and the heroic actions of the men and women of my service. And I hope that the women in this city who have experienced a tremendous amount of fear can be reassured by the arrest of the individual, as we've announced this morning, but also as a result of the unwavering, unrelenting commitment of the men and women of the Toronto Police Service, and in particular, some of the young women in our organization, to put themselves between an offender and a community, and to keep their community safe. Thank you very much. Tim, I don't want to get too deeply into this particular case. These matters will be brought before the court in the fullness of time, but we did have people out there putting themselves in harm's way, and it was instrumental in the outcome of this investigation.
A lot of people are going to say, I just that's not right, this is a amended criminal justice act. But yeah, you said such a young man, still at high school.
Well, certainly the rules with respect to a young offender are well known. The offenses here are very serious, caused a tremendous amount of fear. They were serious sexual assaults, and there are many women who, in our community, can be deeply traumatized by what took place. Not only the victims of these assaults, but all women. Their sense of safety was taken from them. And so we see these crimes very serious, and I'm sure that they will be prosecuted in the most serious way possible. We're working very closely to make sure that we have all the evidence to present to the Crown Attorney so that these matters can be dealt with appropriately. But we certainly recognize the seriousness of these crimes, and we have confidence in the criminal justice system that they will be dealt with appropriately. We're doing our job of collecting the evidence and putting our case together. We're working very closely with the Ministry of Attorney General to make sure that the right outcome is achieved, and the people of this city, the women of this city, are protected from such offenses. It depends entirely on how a Crown Attorney chooses to proceed with these cases. There are a range of penalties, but ultimately I think the responsibility is ours and the Attorney General to ensure that not only justice is done, but society is protected for such an individual. And there are a number of different things that can be done, but it's a little bit early to talk about how the Crown will wish to proceed. We believe we have the person responsible for these assaults. Again, this has been an investigation that has benefited tremendously from a tremendous amount of support from the community and information. Our victims have been really quite heroic in their willingness to come forward and to provide us with information to assist us in resolving this. The circumstances of our investigation, the evidence we have gathered, the circumstances of the arrest make us very confident that we have the person in custody who we believe to be responsible for that. But of course, our responsibility is to present that evidence in court and to ensure that that process proceeds. But I believe that we have the person responsible for this, and we have restored a sense of safety. Having said that, let me tell you and reassure all of the people in that community that we're not going away. The officers of 14 Division are going to continue to be present in that community, visible in that community, and working hard to maintain the safety of that community. And through the trauma and the difficulty of these investigations and the assaults that have taken place, I believe a stronger relationship has developed between ourselves and the people in that neighborhood, and with people who are concerned with the safety of women throughout the city, and we'll continue to build upon that relationship to keep our community safe. Well, I heard your renewed support on that number, but quite frankly, we were going to the women who were victims of that assault. We operate on their frankly not on yours. I'm not going to comment on the other offender himself. There are certain restrictions on what we can say with respect to him, and that information will be available to the courts that is protected under law. The assault took place and then he was arrested right after the assault. But again, I have certain restrictions with respect to revealing investigative techniques. I can tell you we've had people who were out in large numbers and had been for weeks and months throughout the month of August and continuing in an effort to identify this individual. as I've indicated, we also had women in our service who put themselves out in harm's way, and they were supported by other police officers from 14 divisions from our specialized units. As a consequence of that, another assault took place on Saturday night, and the rest is me. Sorry? No, I don't think that's an appropriate way. It was not a sting, but certainly there were people out in the community who could have been victimized, and in fact one of them was victimized, and very shortly thereafter arrested me. I'm sorry? Again, I'm not going to get into all of the investigative techniques that were employed in this investigation. I think we have a responsibility as well to ensure that the particulars of that are protected. But I can tell you that we do have people in our organization who put themselves in harm's way, and as a result of their courage and their commitment going with and doing this investigation. Again, I'm not going to get into the particulars of those charges. We've laid a number of charges.